Today is the Feast of Saint Cecilia, November 22nd. We're standing here in the piazza before the Church of Saint Cecilia, and Saint Cecilia is mentioned in the canon of the Mass. Her story is most extraordinary, and she had many gifts. The worldly would certainly recognize, first of all, that she was a very beautiful woman. She was a young woman. She also was very well socially placed. That is, that she was among the leading families of Rome at the time. And besides that, she was quite wealthy besides. Now, she had taken a vow of virginity, and her parents were pagans. She hadn't told her parents, and they wanted her to marry Valerian. Valerian and Tiburtius were brothers. And Valerian was enamored of her. Of course, she was beautiful, and she was rich, and she was well placed. And Valerian and Tiburtius were from a leading family also in Rome. And so Cecilia's parents thought this was a perfect match for her and insisted that she marry him. Well, Cecilia didn't know what to do because she didn't tell her parents about her vow of virginity, and they wouldn't understand anyway. And secondly, she found herself in a position of, what do I do? So she asked God quite earnestly what to do. And Our Lady told her to go ahead with the marriage, surprisingly. That's most surprising. Now, Cecilia also had a gift of being able to talk to her angel. Her angel appeared to her visibly more than once. And so she went through with the marriage as Our Lady told her to do. And on the wedding night, Valerian wanted to have relations with her like a man, a husband and wife. Well, Cecilia told her, if you touch me, my guardian angel will kill you. And he first thought there was another man, and was quite angry. And she finally explained to him, and had him understand that there's these invisible beings called angels. And he didn't believe her at first. And he said, well, I want to see the angel too. Well, she said, the angel told her that if he became Catholic, that he would be able to see the angel too. So he wanted to know what to do. How did he go about? Of course, the term Catholic might not have been used then, but it would be Christian. But in any case, to be because there's only one Christian church, the Catholic Church. And so she explained to him, well, if you go to the Pope, he's in the catacombs right now. Persecution's on, and therefore he's in hiding. But I can find him for you. I can send you to him. And so Valerian went to speak to Pope Saint Urban, the first Saint Urban, and Urban converted him, explained the faith to him. He was baptized and he came back, and sure enough, when Cecilia had her guardian angel appear to Valerian. Now, he was so enthusiastic about the faith. He was taken by this. I mean, the faith is beautiful, that God would become man and die on the cross for our salvation, and so it's like the pearl of great price. It was he was really ready for the gospel once it was explained to him, and so he was so excited that he, in fact, went and talked to his brother Tiburtius and converted Tiburtius to the Catholic faith as well. And so, in fact, their faith was so solid and so great that they became martyrs even before Saint Cecilia. They were martyred, I believe, about 5 months before she was, and they were, and when their executioner saw the faith and the joy that they had in going to execution, he wanted to understand why that was, and they converted their executioner so that he was executed along with the two of them. All three of them became martyrs. Now, Cecilia knew it was only a matter of time, so she was getting rid of her wealth as much as she could, and to give it to the poor, and she expected the persecution. And she was, besides being beautiful, wealthy, and socially very well placed, she was also a very intelligent woman. She was like Saint Catherine of Alexandria. She was able to convert people by listening to her. And she converted, before her martyrdom, she converted over 400 people by explaining the faith to them. And so this is who Saint Cecilia was. And the reason why she's a patron saint of music is not because she played a musical instrument, but because when she saw that that she was so she trusted Our Lady, of course, but when she saw the result of of Valerian accepting the explanation of becoming Catholic, she broke out in song, such a beautiful song. That's why she's called the patron saint of music as well. So we're here in the church now. This church, before when she was executed, the Roman authorities, they didn't want to have her be seen as a martyr, so they came to execute her, and they tried to kill her. First of all, I think by steaming her in her own house, but ultimately the executioner with an axe. He was so shaken by her great beauty and her sanctity that he could not. And with an execution, he's only allowed to chop 3 times, and so he hit her neck 3 times, three knife wounds in her, 3 axe wounds in her neck, and so after that he couldn't take another blow at her. So she was left there to bleed to death in her own house for 3 days. And it was during those 3 days that she drew up the legal documents to turn her house into a church. And so this church that we see behind us is built over her original house. And it's my father came here because he's interested in archaeology, and we'll talk about that in another program about Saint Cecilia. But here is she's a great saint, and she still has intercession. Now it's interesting that Saint Cecilia is in the canon of the Mass, and you can always get a sense of why she is. God bless you, and thank you for watching.